हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू ऑजीज ग्रुप। मैं हूं आपका दोस्त एंड आपका होस्ट धावल शुक्ला फ्रॉम ऑजीज ग्रुप एंड वेलकम अगेन टू द ऑजीज ग्रुप एंड दिस चैनल. सो अ मंथ बैक we have started broadcasting different series on studying Canada, in which we are going to discuss all your doubts and queries that is related to studying Canada, and we have decided to broadcast it on every Friday at 5 p.m. So guys, please note down the day and the time. It's a Friday at 5 p.m. We will be broadcasting it on social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram and YouTube channel. So you can be on the pages, you can be on the channel, you can watch it. If you have missed the previous videos, please go ahead and check it. And during the session, if you have any doubts, please mention in the comment section. So we will be very happy to help you with the queries and doubts. Okay, so we do have a Canada Destination Manager, Ms. Shraddha here. So she will guide us with the new updated topic as well.
Thank you so much, Dhaval. And as always, you have been a constant support for all of us, and we are here to give you the regular updates related to Canada student visa, and also to cover different topics which will help you out to have your dream destination and why people go for Canada. What are the different steps involved? What are the different booming industries? How you can get the PRs over there? How you can get your PR done over there. So we will be covering all of these topics. So thank you so much for having us, and please hit the like and share button for yourself. तो आपको और रेगुलर अपडेट्स मिलते जाएंगे. So ये हफ्ते के अपडेट्स धवल ऐसे है कि लास्ट टाइम यू आर अवेयर अबाउट वन थिंग दैट कि ट्रैवल रिस्ट्रिक्शंस है. तो ट्रैवल रिस्ट्रिक्शंस ऑलरेडी 23rd May तक थे, but then there is like an upcoming update that it might get extended to 21st of June. Rather, it has extended to 21st of June. Let's see how it goes till then, and that is one thing. Rest of the things is you may plan your coming intakes and can submit the file online. If you are still planning for fall 21 intake people, then you have to I know the deadline, we have already crossed the deadline of 15th of May. कोई बात नहीं, still you may apply for it and you can start studying online for fall 21 intake. अगर आपको वहाँ जाके पढ़ना है तो please plan for the coming intakes. That is fall, rather I would say you can go for January 22 intake. तो आप उसमें आप plan कर सकते हैं.
Sure. Thanks, Shraddha, for the recent update. So I guess in the previous update, a month back, there was a deadline, or there was a news about they are going to put a travel restriction for a temporary period. So do they have extended? What is the next date?
Okay, so they have extended it. See, on 22nd of April they started with this thing कि हम लोग को अभी, because the pandemic was so bad and the maximum number was coming from international students, especially from India and Pakistan. So they had this kind of travel restrictions for the international students. Now they thought that they will continue for 1 month's time till 23rd of May. But on 22nd or 23rd of May we got the news that it has been extended to 21st of June. Let's say that कि जो May intake के students है, they'll be studying online, and the ones who have reached that, they have reached that, but the ones who have not reached that, they can either study online or can refer to the fall 21 intake. If not, you can plan for Jan 2022 intake. That is the recent thing that we can go for.
Sure, students. So I guess they have extended travel restrictions. They have put out one month ago. Okay, so they are gonna be from 20 till the 21st of June, right?
Yes.
Sure. Okay. So in the previous sessions we have discussed so many topics, and that is interested for international students. So we started with the 8 different booming industries which we saw in Canada, and in which you can pursue your career, and it will help you for easy permanent residency as well. After that, we see how the programs and fields work. To get entry into this 8 booming industries, definitely student has to choose a particular or perfect program as well. So then we saw about how programs and fields work there in Canada. Then we jump into how the levels of Canadian education system work. So which level you can pursue, which level you can target according to your previous study and your profile. Okay. And in the latest session we have discussed on the how process flow works, from the timeline, from the first step till the last steps. We discuss all it, and today we are going to talk on in detail about the steps.
Yes, absolutely, Dhaval. So, as Dhaval has rightly mentioned, we always want to cover certain points which we have the common desire about the glorified lifestyle in Canada. So, what really helps you? Like, what really happens when you think about the glorified lifestyle? What are the booming industries where you can make your own career? How the how the education system is pretty dynamic and very they have blended teaching techniques and different kinds of levels of entry. We have gone through all those different points, but the major point is the steps involved in this thing. And in today's session we'll definitely, like in the previous session we had discussed many points, but due to time constraints we couldn't do justice for the visa section. So in today's session we'll be definitely helping out in detail stepwise process again, so that it will remain with you, and also you might not have any doubts. However, if you have any doubt, you can DM to us and we'll be right there over there, like we'll help you out over right there and there itself. Also, आप हमें you can message us for the online counseling sessions, or you can visit our any of the branches which is nearby to your place. So we work multiple places पे हम काम चलाते हैं. It's basically आप हमें online बात कर सकते हो, offline बात कर सकते हो, phone कर सकते हो, WhatsApp कर सकते हो, email कर सकते हो, और सारी details आपको हमारे website पे या नीचे के DM में आपको मिल जाएगा. Right, Dhaval?
Yeah, thanks Shraddha. So completely guys, because of many cities are under lockdown in India, and because of the safety parameter, if you want to connect us with virtual, we are very happy to connect you with that, and we'll try to solve all your doubts. We also cover social media platforms, like you can connect us through a WhatsApp, you can connect us through telephonic inquiry, you can also connect us through the Zoom link or any other platform as well. We are open to any of the social media platform. If you find you are safe and you want to visit a nearest Aussie's office, you are most welcome to come to the office. We'll try to give you one short counseling session in which we will discuss all the things. Okay, so let's jump into the main topic, and we are going to talk on in detail about how the process works. In previous session we just give you overview about how the steps work and what is the procedure that you need to follow to secure your student visa in Canada. Okay, and which points you have to notify. At this session we are going to have a talk in detail, right?
Yes, absolutely. So let us cover the stepwise process that those are involved in. If a student comes to your place, like what are we supposed to do, or what do we do? Like we Aussie's group, how we counsel students, and what are the steps what are the different steps involved, so that you can fly to Canada and you can have your destined life that you actually dream for, right? So the very first step is, Dhaval, to come to Aussie's group.
Sure. So thanks Shraddha. So the student come to us in Aussie's group, and we help them with the course preference, with the university and college selection. We explain them all the procedure and with which documents will require. So what next step will come up in the process?
Okay, before we start the exact stepwise process, I would want to clear one more thing about Aussie's group. So we at Aussie's group would definitely want to give the transparency. So what we do is, the very first thing is counseling process, or the very first thing is to fill up your form. If you fill up the form, we'll understand what exactly you're looking for, what is your profile, because there are variety of students with variety of different passion in their mind going on. Not just the passion, but the purpose of study in Canada is also different. At times people come with high hopes that कि उनको वहाँ पे जाके सिर्फ PR ले लेना है. Some people come with just with the specific course option, specific program that they're looking for, or specific institute that they want to study for. So they have preferences, or the students would definitely come with some kind of a different tangent also. So it is very much important for us to understand what you actually require, and the profiling really helps us to do that, right? On basis of that, we help you to shortlist the program that you can go for, the college or the province or the location that you're looking for. On those basis only we help the students to understand, to give the options and shortlisting of the programs that that we do once we have all of these things, right? Now this is the preliminary kind of a counseling process. Why am I saying preliminary program? Because at certain times students have completed IELTS, student might have not completed IELTS, student would have been would be in the last semester, or would have started but waiting for the mark sheets, or or different kind of things would be pending depending on the documentation. So yes, in today's session we'll be covering all the documentation that has been required for the stepwise process. So the very first step, as we have already covered, is the profiling of the student, like where you have to just fill up the form, and we'll help you out with the different kind of shortlisting which is related to you. Then what we do is we really understand your requirement in terms of, I have already explained the location, the program, or what kind of different kind of things that you have, like 2 years of study if you go for, then you'll get 2 to 3 years of post-study work permit. So student come with that kind of a request, I want to go for 2 years study or something like that. So the very first step is profiling, which is very important, and we at Aussies Group really help you out with that. Then the next step comes is the IELTS preparation, or rather I would say for registering the students, right? Once we register the students, then we see what exactly the student has and what exactly the student has to be done, right? And that starts with the documentation. Now this documentation, the step that I'm talking about is about the application process for the universities, right? Or the colleges for that matter. लेकिन उससे पहले आपके पास क्या-क्या prerequisite है, right धवल? तो क्या-क्या prerequisite हो सकते हैं according to you?
Like their passport, their documents like basic academic documents or employment documents if they do have CV, and some documents they can follow from the checklist that we provide to students.
Yes, so we do provide checklist when the very first preliminary counseling is happening. But before that, we definitely check for the language proficiency test results. In my previous sessions, I have explained why. In previous session, I explained why you should be going with the language proficiency test, because we are non-native speakers, right? So we'll be going for language proficiency tests like IELTS, PT, TOEFL, or even CALE is there. But the most famous one is IELTS and PT, and at times TOEFL as well. So these are the 3 major examinations where you can go for this thing, and you also can apply for visas for under non-SDS category if you have given PT. Please notify, you can give PT and can go for Canada student visa. It's just the visa category would definitely matter over here. That is the only thing. Lekin yes, you can go with PT and TOEFL. Why? Because now we can actually authenticate the points or the score that you have acquired giving PT or TOEFL. So that's the thing, right Dhaval?
Yeah, completely. And thanks for giving this update. So many students come up with us like, they just have one question that PT will be accepted in Canada or not. So thanks for covering that question.
Yes, definitely. And as I have already mentioned, we do have PT tutorials, we have IELTS tutorials. You may join Aussies Group and can get really trained by the certified trainers that we have over here. We are providing online coaching and offline coaching for whichever exam that you're looking for, either it is IELTS, PT or TOEFL. You may log into our PT tutorials, IELTS tutorials, or you may just contact us and we will definitely help you out with the detailed information on that. Right,
Sure.
Dhaval?
Thanks, Shweta. And so after that, one student will come up, will finalize a university and college with help us of our counseling, and then we'll collect a document with the help of checklist. We'll submit it to the counselor, registered counselor. Okay. So after that, what next will come up in the process? When they have to start the process, when application into to particular college and university will come up.
Okay, so what we do is, Dhaval, the very first thing is we check the requirement of the college or the university that they're looking for, right? So the definite requirement would be of their IELTS, right?
Yeah.
So they have to give IELTS. Then, it's basically whenever a student comes to you, right? What the university or an institute require is, अब तक आपने क्या किया है basically. They just want to know you. You cannot actually go there and ask for the admission. No, you cannot just go to the university का area में और बोलो मुझे admission दे दो. ऐसा तो हो नहीं सकता है, right? So in that case, what we do is we send our documents. Basically, what we have done till today. right? Now in that case we have to submit our educational documents like your 10th certificate, 12th, then अगर डिप्लोमा किया है तो डिप्लोमा, उसके मार्कशीट्स, उसका डिग्री सर्टिफिकेट, राइट? बैचलर्स किया है तो उसके मार्कशीट्स और उसका सर्टिफिकेट, बाय चांस बैकलॉग्स है तो नो बैकलॉग सर्टिफिकेट, या बैकलॉग्स है तो कितने बैकलॉग्स है उसका बैकलॉग सर्टिफिकेट जिसे बोलते हैं, राइट? सो वी वुड रिक्वायर सच काइंड ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट्स विच विल जस्टिफाई अब तक आपने क्या किया है. इफ यू हैव वर्क एक्सपीरियंस, आपको कितना वर्क एक्सपीरियंस है, राइट? व्हेनेवर आई से, इवन दो लेट्स से यू आर अ 2017 पास आउट, राइट? अगर आपने you have graduated in 2017 and this is 2021, so we always, even though you have worked from 2017 to 2021, however it is known as gap. Now this gap is like, you know, भले आप कंटिन्यूस काम कर रहे हो लेकिन उसको गैप बोलते हैं. Why? Because this is an academic gap. So whenever you are applying for any Canadian institute, you have to take into consideration the gap that you are looking for, whether it is an academic gap or whether it is a, you know, like, you know, like बहुत बार ऐसा भी होता है कि students are sitting idle, even that is considered to be a gap also. So maximum 8 to 9 months gap or maybe like a year's gap is allowed, जो justifiable नहीं हो तो भी चल जाता है. बाकी, you know, you have to justify the gap that you are going for, right? So the basic thing is आपको पहले आपके documents, आपका profile, उसको एक align करना होता है, and then you have to find the different university options which will definitely help you out with that. और at the same point of time, Canada का जो ये कॉलेज वाला सिस्टम है, इट्स वेरी डायनामिक. आज ओपन है तो दोपहर तक बंद हो सकता है. सो इट्स वेरी मच इम्पोर्टेंट के यू रिक्वायर, दैट्स द रीजन यू वुड रिक्वायर अ कंसल्टेंट कि वो आपको रेगुलर अपडेट्स दे पाए, राइट? जैसे अभी हम्बर चालू है, मे बी अभी मैं बात कर रही हूँ तब तक मुझे खबर आ जाए कि हम्बर बंद हो, हम्बर कॉलेज आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट, हम्बर बंद हो गया, हम्बर इज क्लोज फॉर जैन एंड टेक, राइट? सो इट्स वेरी डायनामिक एंड दैट रियली, यू नो, affects the number of applications, or that really affects the student psych also for that matter. And whenever we give the profiling or we give them the options, we always talk to the students in a manner that कि as of today this particular colleges are open, as of today you can apply for this particular institutes. So the student has to consider this thing कि as of today का मतलब है कि this particular options are open. That doesn't mean, for example, let's say Fleming College is closed, right? But if you're eligible for Fleming College, and if I have not given you the Fleming College, that doesn't mean you're not eligible in Fleming College. That means that Fleming College is, you know, it's been closed for this particular intake. So you have to wait for the updates from the colleges, and that's where we play important role in that.
Sure, lovely. That's so much informative. Okay, so now, you know, once we submit an application, okay, so what, you know, what comes from the college or university side that we confirm the admit from the student?
Okay, let's say we have done all this, you know, एकदम बोलते हैं ना झामा कर दिया है. ठीक है, एक बार वो सब अगर हो जाता है, which means we'll definitely will apply for that, right?
Sure.
Once we apply, right, then the screening will take place.
Okay.
Screening as in terms of whether your profile has been added, whether you want to go for this particular program or not, or whether you are eligible or not. They'll check. This has been done by the colleges or the institutes which you are applying for. They'll look for the profile. They'll see the eligibility criteria. They'll see the competitions and all, right? And finally, if they decide to give you the offer, so they'll give you the offer letter.
Okay.
Right? Once you receive the offer letter, which means that the institute has confirmed that you have been admitted into this particular college or institute.
Sure.
But now it's your responsibility to confirm it.
Okay.
And that is like, वो क्या होता है, there is a tuition deposit amount which has been there on the offer letter, and once you pay the tuition deposit, it's like now you have confirmed.
Sure.
Like the student has confirmed the student has given the token amount to book the final seat. That's
Okay.
how you get the final letter of acceptance.
Okay,
Right?
so this goes from both the sides, from university side that they give confirmation on the offer letter, and from the student side as well that they pay the deposit, so they are you know, happy to join this university or particular college. Okay.
Absolutely.
Before that, I have just two quick questions for the students. The one thing is, you know, when it comes to the application, are there any application charges in college and universities?
Yes, absolutely. Once you apply for certain place, like in India also, if you're giving some test, you have to apply. If you're applying for, let's say, symbiosis, right? You have to pay certain amount of
Okay.
application charge. If you are giving CAT also, you have to pay certain type of application fee or registration fee or admission fee, whatever you say, which is non-refundable.
Okay.
Non-refundable. Okay.
Sure.
So whenever you're applying for any of the college or institute in Canada, they do have application charges, but due to some kind of favors or some kind of this thing, many a times this application fees are waived off, and we'll definitely help you out with, we'll share the list of the applications where our application fee is waived off. Now you have to understand our application fee, which means it is like the relation that we build up with the institutes, and on those basis we might get the waived off, or you have to pay for the application fee. That's how it is. So yes, there are like two things. Application fee is definitely be there, or it may be waived off. That depends from the institute to institute. That's the thing about the application
Now the
fee.
second question is, once as you say, we will be adding offer letter behalf from any college or university. So what is the general turnaround time? Is it different for college and different for university?
Oh, it's like TAT. People call it as TAT, turnaround time.
Yeah.
So the turnaround time for the colleges and universities is pretty different. Now I happen to know few of the colleges or institutes which will give me the offer letter in like 24 hours.
Okay.
Right, and at times it will take more than 24 days also, for that matter. So it's very subjective to subjective, right? But I'll give you the timeline in a very generalistic way. If you're applying for universities, it is somewhere between 8 to 12 weeks, right? 8 to 12 weeks for universities and 6 to 8 weeks for colleges. This
Okay.
is the usual time. But there are definite options which will give you the offer letter within 24 hours to 48 hours, even 5 days, even 10 days, even after 3 months also. Right? After 3 months. For universities, it takes almost 3 months. So they have a different screening process for them.
Okay.
So they have this deadline kind of a thing for universities, okay? How the applications in universities are considered. Let me give you a very quick insight on that as well. So let's say whenever we say that there is a deadline for an university, it is usually 1st of December for first of January to somewhere between 31st of March for the fall intake. That's how we have the deadlines, right? Or maybe it should be 15th of December or 31st of December could be the deadline. So what they do is they collect the applications. They would not give you the offers till then, but they'll collect by this particular time. Then they'll start the screening process.
Okay.
Once the screening process is like, what they'll do, they have certain kind of filters.
Okay.
Let's say the CGPA, they'll check for the CGPAs, they check for the overall academics, then they will check for the projects if you have done or not, extracurricular activities, then they definitely check for your IELTS test results.
Okay.
They will check for your even aptitude test results if you have by chance given GRE or GMAT or any other aptitude test that has been available. So they'll check all of these things, and if you fall into this thing, they'll give you right away the result. If
Okay.
not, it might take to 3 months time also. So the TAT or the turnaround time for colleges or universities is very subjective matter. You can always get in touch with our counselors. They'll definitely help you out with if you are planning for, let's say, XYZ college, we'll help you out with the TAT for that particular college itself.
Sure, completely. That's so amazing for to having this information. Okay, now one student, as you mentioned about student has to confirm,
Yeah.
and this confirmation will only come from the student side through only one manner, to pay either deposit fee or pay the fees that are mentioned in the offer letter. Okay, so here I just have one question: do student need to pay deposit fee only, or whole 1 year fee, or 1 semester fee? How it's it's so much confusing. That's why.
Okay, no need to confuse about these things. So it's very simple. Tuition deposits is like a token amount that you are saying that I'm booking up my seat.
Okay.
That is the deposit amount. But guys, please make sure, be very careful by paying the paying the deposit amount, because these deposits are usually non-refundable until and unless your visas are rejected. If your visas are rejected, then it is refundable. But if not, God forbid, it should not happen to any of the child. But if it is like that, this deposit amounts are usually non-refundable.
Okay.
But as you have asked about the different amounts that has been mentioned on the offer letter, so you will see deposit amount, you will see first semester amount, you will see 2 semesters or first year's tuition fee. As you are aware about the SDS category for the student visa over here, you can you have to pay first year's complete tuition fees,
Okay.
right? So it is always advisable for the students, if the student can arrange the funds easily, it is advisable that the student should definitely pay the first year's complete tuition fee.
Okay.
If not, then it is little difficult to prove the High Commission that we are capable of funding our own education.
Sure.
So it is advisable to pay 1 year's complete tuition fee. Also, it is a demand of SDS, that is Student Direct Stream Visa category. It is a demand for those people also, that by the High Commission also, that you have to pay 1 year's
Okay.
complete tuition fee.
Sure. Okay. And we have seen many times these offer letter from college especially come up with any deadline to pay the fees before that deadline. So how it works? And can you help us with the average deadline that student need to keep in mind?
Usually it is 21 days to 28 days.
Okay.
So that's the deadline that has been written on the offer letter. However, if you are if you are so sure on going to that particular college, you can ask for the deadline extension that could be extended by 15 days to 21 days, that is 2 to 3 weeks. But yes, there are deadlines which are mentioned over there. If you do not follow it, your offers would be revoked.
Okay.
Revoked as in वो cancel हो जाएंगे. So
Okay.
please stick to the deadlines.
Sure. To avoid this situation, do you suggest students to, at the time of application, they side by side on a back end, they started preparing for the financial, or in terms of application, in terms of tuition fees payment?
Absolutely, I would say, if you are coming to, if you have planned your, if you want to go for international education, at the point of applying itself, you have to have your funds ready. For Canada, it's you don't have to show the funds as such. If it is an SDS category, you don't have to show funds. So it is so much likely that you will be paying fees, right? So you are aware about that particular thing. So it's always better to go with, you should be ready with your, fees payment, or you should be ready with your funds. So, if you have shortlisted your colleges or institutes, it's necessary that, or rather you would say, it's like a kind of you can save upon your time if you
Okay.
right away pay the first year's tuition fee.
Yeah.
So I would recommend that if the funds have been arranged, definitely go with the complete first year's tuition fees payment.
Sure. So now in detail question, as we are talking about the finance and fees payment, okay, we have seen different countries have different format, how they consider the finance and what are the requirements, okay, from the High Commission side. Okay, let's suppose as example, Australia requires a 3 months old fund, or US requires a old fund. Okay, so how it goes with Canada?
Okay, good that you have brought in this point. So Canada, funds thing, no? Funds and all. So Canada has directly 2 categories for visa application, right? One is SDS category and the other is non-SDS category. When I say SDS category would not require any of the financial documents but GIC.
Okay.
Now I'll explain what GIC is all about, right? And in non-SDS category, along with GIC, they would require certain amount of financial documents,
Sure. Okay.
right? So let me first cover SDS category, and then we'll definitely go for the non-SDS category. For SDS category, right? For SDS category, financials like GIC, that is Guaranteed Investment Certificate, the amount is 10,200 Canadian dollars. Actually, the amount is 10,000 only. 200 is the transaction cost,
Sure.
right? It's very basic thing. Why? Let me help you with that. Whenever I'm planning to go to an international, when I'm traveling international, I would require a certain amount of funds which will back me up, right?
Okay.
Those are nothing but my living costs, right? According to Canadian government, my living cost for 1 year is approximately somewhere between 9,000 to 10,000 Canadian dollars. Now, if it is 9,000 to 10,000 Canadian dollars, I will be opening an account in, let's say, Scotiabank, CIBC, or maybe ICICI for that matter. And if I open an account and I have to pay $10,000 upfront over there, okay, that should be gone from the student's account. If the student does not have account, you may convince your parents to let the student open their own account, and it should be transferred. The source of income over here is not necessary. Rather than you are upfrontly paying to the bank on your own personal account, that is that is what it has been required.
Okay.
So that's how you'll be getting the certificate of $10,000. That's what it is, guaranteed investment certificate. Now this guaranteed investment certificate is for your own use, as in for the student's use.
Okay.
Right? In every 2 to 3 months, the student can deposit X amount. If you divide 10,000 by 12 months, you'll be able to get how much the student can actually withdraw the money from their own account. If you do not withdraw it, that is not, then and then also it is fine.
Okay.
But if you withdraw it, that is for your own living cost or expenditure that you will be spending on your own selves.
Sure.
So that is about GIC. That is about the financials
Sure.
for SDS
SDS,
category. Right? For non-SDS, this thing remains copy-paste, plus you would require the financial certificates.
Okay.
Now this financial certificate is basically it should be having the amount which will be equivalent to your tuition fees plus your living cost.
Okay.
Even though if you have paid 1 year's complete tuition fees and 1 year of your living cost, and if your if your term or if your education is for again 1 year, still you have to show at least 4 to 5 lakhs rupees.
Okay.
Right? But if it is of 2 years, you have to show the next year's tuition fee and living cost.
Okay. So it
Which
will get
is-
double.
Which is be equivalent to 15 lakhs or something.
Sure. Okay.
Right? That is the usual thing. The most recent thing would also work in Canada.
Okay.
It does not have any kind of a restriction that it should be 10 to 3 to 6 months old or something like that. If you're looking for financial documents, even the current documents can work.
Okay.
And about financial documents, it could be savings account, it could be FDs, it could be mutual funds, and then there are many other ways to show the
Sure.
money in your account. That is about the financials about Canada.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, lovely and so helpful. One silly question that I want to ask you.
Please go ahead.
Is there any difference if for GIC if student go through ICICI Bank or Scotia Bank or any other bank?
Not really. It's just that Scotia Bank was pioneer in doing all of these things. So people go with that thing and they have that trust. They have built the trust with Scotia Bank. So usually they go with Scotia Bank.
But apart from that, there are no.
As such, no. There is no as such difference in that.
Sure, completely. That's fine. So now student has got the offer, paid the fees. So what next will come up? I guess the enrollment process from college or university side had completed yet or not?
Okay, let me just quickly start from
Sure.
right from the filling up the form. So how the steps are involved is like filling up the form, profiling of the student, then the student will register for IELTS, PT, TOEFL. Meanwhile, we'll head them for the shortlisting of the process. Once this has been done, we'll procure the documents, right? And then we'll start applying, whether it is online or offline, whatever process or whatever portal that we'll be using it, right? Once we apply, then the decision is of college. Once college makes a decision about offer letters and all, we'll be getting offer letters. We'll pay the tuition deposit or complete year for 1 year's complete tuition fee. That is the tuition deposit amount, or 1 year's complete tuition fee. We'll be getting the letter of acceptance.
Sure.
Which means our one thing is confirmed, अपने को admission मिल गया है.
Okay, so the
Right?
enrollment process is done now from
हाँ.
university or college side.
Yes. Now the next process is about visas.
Okay.
उसमें से भी हम लोग ने financial cover कर
Sure.
लिया है. That is GIC.
Okay.
Now the next thing is you have to apply for your medical.
Okay.
Right? So I'll be going for my medical.
Okay.
मेरा medical हो गया. Now the final step is about visa application
Sure.
process. Now in visa application process, what all documents would be required,
Okay,
right?
yeah,
The
completely.
very first thing we talked about SDS and non-SDS category. So let us go with SDS category
Sure.
in this session first. Okay, we'll cover non-SDS in the coming
Next
session or the coming session. For SDS category, you know one thing, there are like 4 requirements. What are those? IELTS complete 6, that is straight 6 or 6 or higher. that is you require overall 6 bands, and in each of the modules, that is listening, reading, writing and speaking, you would require 6 bands in all of those things. That is the first requirement. The second requirement is you need to have the unconditional offer letter from any of the DLI. Now what is DLI? Designated Learning Institutes, right? So you would require unconditional offer letter from a DLI. Then the third thing is 1 year complete tuition fees payment, right? Receipt of that thing. And fourth is that is GIC, $10,200 ka GIC. These are the 4 main conditions for your SDS category. Now once we have these 4 conditions, we'll be having the GC key, we'll be applying on the CIC website, we'll be opening the account and we'll be starting the procedure for it, right? Now the things that are sorted with us, academics, it is sorted. We have the admission and the payment receipt, that is sorted. We have IELTS sorted, passport sorted. Now there are like 3 visa forms that will be putting it up. Along with that, if you have any extracurricular activities, let's say if you have LORs or if you have any of the other things that is being required, you can use it. Now the foremost thing in visa is your SOP.
Yeah, statement of purpose, right?
And that is known as client information form also.
Sure.
So statement of purpose is something that can make or break the situation.
Okay.
Many a times if you see the profile of the student, it's perfectly fine, but yet the student gets refusal, and the main reason is about the SOP.
Okay.
Right? We at Ausis Group really help you out in making the SOPs. In fact, we'll definitely go to twice and thrice. There are like 2 sittings, 3 sittings for your one SOP. Why? Because that is like, we also want our kids to go. We also want our students to fly and thrive. So हम लोग उस पे बहुत focus करते हैं. So yes, SOP is there. So अपने अभी तक के जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स देखे हैं वो है आपका एकेडमिक्स, 10th सर्टिफिकेट, 12th सर्टिफिकेट, आपका डिप्लोमा है तो उसका, और आपका ग्रेजुएशन है तो वो, राइट? सो एकेडमिक्स सॉर्टेड. योर एडमिशन प्रोसेस में जो आपने एप्लीकेशन किया होगा वो, आपके पास जो ऑफर लेटर आया होगा वो, और ट्यूशन डिपॉजिट लेटर ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस जो आया होगा वो, दैट इज सॉर्टेड. ट्यूशन फीस पेमेंट की रिसिप्ट सॉर्टेड, GIC सॉर्टेड, पासपोर्ट सॉर्टेड, IELTS सॉर्टेड. बचा क्या अभी? LOR और SOP. वो LOR कंपल्सरी नहीं है, दैट इज नॉट मैंडेटरी, बट अगर आप SOP के साथ आप अटैच करते हो दैट विल एड वेटेज टू इट, राइट? सो दैट इज थिंग. GIC मैंने पहले कवर किया. उसके बाद 3 वीजा फॉर्म्स जो होते हैं वो, राइट? अभी मैं उनका नाम बोल देती हूँ. इट्स लाइक 12 वो वाला नहीं बोल 1294E ऐसा नहीं है. इट्स लाइक नॉर्मल. एक है जो आपका वीजा फॉर्म जो आपको नॉर्मल इन्फॉर्मेशन आपको बोलते हैं वो. दूसरा है आपका फैमिली इंफॉर्मेशन फॉर्म विच मीन्स आपको मतलब आपके फैमिली में कौन है कौन नहीं वो. और द थर्ड इज लाइक अ डिक्लेरेशन बोलो या शेड्यूल 1 बोलो, विच मीन्स वो आपको पूछते हैं कि आपको TB था, कभी कोई एंटी टेररिस्ट एक्टिविटी में थे, पॉलिटिकल पार्टी से रिलेटेड थे, विच मीन्स दे वांट टू हैव अ क्लियर पिक्चर अबाउट योर लीगल थिंग ऑल्सो. ये इतने फॉर्म्स भरते हैं. एक फॉर्म में हमेशा मेरे मेडिकल, ऑफ कोर्स मैं मेडिकल भूल गई थी ऐड करना, सो मेडिकल इज वन मोर थिंग. और एक फॉर्म में हमेशा मेरे स्टूडेंट्स को एडवाइस करती हूँ, एंड दैट इज द PCC, दैट इज पुलिस क्लियरेंस सर्टिफिकेट. Now, if you have stayed for more than 6 months in any of the country rather than your home country, definite है आपको PCC चाहिए. लेकिन अगर आप नहीं भी रहे हो, it is if you will give the PCC, that will give the confidence to the Canadian High Commission that your legal background or your police background is clear, right? Criminal background is clear, so you are a very genuine kind of a candidate. सो आप अगर PCC देते हैं, सो दिस पूरे केस में आपका वीजा प्रोसेस सॉर्ट हो जाता है. एंड ऑफ कोर्स वीजा प्रोसेस में जब आप ये सब फाइल सबमिट करते हैं, after that you get the biometric information letter. Within like 24 hours you get BIL, that is biometric information letter, and then you get the request for biometric that you have to go and give your biometric. Biometrics are usually valid for 10 years. It can go plus or minus depending upon the age, but if you go for the normal scenario, 10 years is the validity for biometric. अगर आपने पहले biometric दे दिया तो आपको देने की जरूरत नहीं है. वंस यू सबमिट ऑल ऑफ दिस थिंग्स, मैं आपको एप्लीकेशन फी बता देती हूँ. वीजा एप्लीकेशन फी फॉर अ स्टूडेंट, इफ यू आर अप्लाइंग फॉर कैनेडा स्टूडेंट वीजा, इट इज $150 and for biometric it is $85.
Sure.
So the total amount is $235. पहले आपने बायोमेट्रिक दे दिया है तो कोई बात नहीं, you will just be paying $150.
Sure.
Right? Once you do that, उसके बाद they'll have the passport request आता है. Passport request आ गया मतलब आपका वीजा लग चुका है and you will be getting the stamped visa within like, अगर पूरी प्रोसेस की बात करो फ्रॉम वीजा एप्लीकेशन टू टिल डेट, पैंडेमिक की वजह से बता नहीं पाऊंगी. यूजुअली इसके पहले की अगर बात करते हैं तो इट यूज टू टेक ऑलमोस्ट 4 weeks टाइम टू गेट योर स्टैम्प्ड वीजा अंडर SDS कैटेगरी, राइट?
And for non-SDS, obviously, we are going to cover it in the next session.
Absolutely, we'll be covering it in the next session. I hope I have cleared all kind of documentation to it. और मेरे सारा चीज क्लियर है. नहीं भी होता है, you can DM us, you can go through again, you can watch it, and please like and subscribe to our channel. You can hit the like button on or comment or whatever it is that will really help others also to solve their doubts also.
Sure. One more thing that I want to discuss is the pandemic situation in India is going to very good in the track. Okay, so please, if you have post, hold your profile or hold your process for the Canada, because from the application till the visa allotment, that is so many steps you have to cover. Okay, so don't think a negative way. Don't think about it. Just start your process. So because the thing is temporary, the condition is for temporary. Later on, it will be very, very safe and very hectic as well. Okay.
Absolutely, what Dhaval has said makes sense. ऐसा बोलते हैं कि हम लोग बहुत टाइम से बच्चे गए नहीं है वगैरह. Don't worry about it. Once the borders will be on, people will be rushing like anything. So the right time to start is today. I keep on saying this thing today. Why? Because do not get into that कि अभी नहीं है, will go after this thing, that thing. People are waiting like anything. So I do not want कि आप एलिजिबल हो लेकिन कंपटीशन की वजह से आप रुक जाओ, ऐसा ना हो जाए.